Hey, all you cool cats and kittens. Welcome to the Beat Around the Bench podcast about woodworking, good times, and general jackassery. With your hosts, Jess of Jess Build It, Colton of Colt Crit, and Ross of RNC Woodworking and Designs. You can find us all on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. In this week's episode, we get all sensual up in your ear holes. Colton wants to raise the roof, 90s style. Jess is full of bologna and bolognese. And Ross sweats his dovetail off in his shop. All of that and more is coming right up on this episode of the Beat Around the Bench podcast. Now for episode 109, Balsa II Men.
Okay, best favorite pasta.
Ooh.
Because I want to jump to like a really expensive, like good lasagna. Like I had this lobster lasagna one time that was like, get the freak out of here. But I think that like there's like this steak gorgonzola pasta that I had, like gorgonzola crumbles and then slices of medium rare, like nice steak on top, and then a balsamic glaze. That was pretty good.
I'm gonna throw in two that are my kind of go-to pretty much whenever, and I never get mad at them. Number one is either a penne or a rigatoni with vodka sauce and some Italian sausage mixed in.
Sure.
Like right unbelievable.
Just simple, good.
Yeah. And then my other one is usually there's an orecchiette basically it's orecchiette noodles with broccoli and garlic and Italian sausage crumbled in. And it is super light, but super refreshing.
I think you made that up. There's no way.
It's incredible.
It's pronounced spaghetti.
Orecchiette actually means ear because it's ear-shaped pasta.
I'll have to look that up. I've never heard of it.
Mm-hmm. When you're married to an Italian, you get to know all the different types of pasta. And I will tell you, fun fact for those who don't know, Barilla pasta, the brand, actually has a Spotify channel, and they're named after the different types of pasta. And if you put on the playlist for the type of pasta, it is the perfect amount of time to cook the pasta al dente.
Oh, how fun is that? Mm-hmm. I love that. So you say your wife is Italian?
Yeah.
All right. Well, you might get tested out here in just a minute. You shall
all right.
see.
Should like it, the spicy meatballs.
Mm-hmm.
Right. No, actually, I'm going to call on Crystal for this one. So she makes gnocchi here and there. It's kind of like a staple. We keep
so
like
good.
A quick meal. She has it like frozen.
Is it potato gnocchi?
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
I thought that was standard, that gnocchi was made out of potatoes. But I guess you can make it out of other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But she does it with like a white sauce and then just like browns some meat with it.
Mm-hmm.
And like, especially after like a long day.
Yep.
And like, especially whenever we're both tired, and she's like, I'm tired of spending money out. Let's do something at home. She throws on that gnocchi, and it's really good.
There's actually, if you're looking for a lower carb version, Trader Joe's has a cauliflower gnocchi that cooks up pretty similar to a potato, and it's fantastic. Just throw some pasta sauce on there, some gravy, if you will.
I was big into making like the Olive Garden knockoff gnocchi with the carrots and the cream and all that stuff for a while, and then I decided to make my own gnocchi, which I will never do again. Too much trouble. I don't know how anybody does all that, but it is good. God, I love gnocchi. I love it.
Right on.
I just sent you guys a link for some orecchiette with sausage. Yeah. Once you see it, you're like, yeah, I can't go back.
That's a type of butterfly, right? The orecchiette.
No, that's actually farfalle is butterfly. Those are the ones that look like a bow tie.
Here we have North American orecchiette. Migrating south for the winters.
Those, orecchiette. That's like those little. They look like those little toy poppers. Remember that when you were a kid?
My daughter used to call them safari hat pasta.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
Yeah, that looks good.
I don't know if I've ever had that.
It's delicious. Good. Yeah.
You said, is it stuffed with something?
No, it's a super thin, small pasta, but like you get the sausage kind of crumbled in there and mix in the veggies. It's usually with like a garlic butter sauce on top. It's just super light. It's really nice.
On.
Sounds delish.
So boys,
very nice.
I gotta ask Jess, because you've been buried in the weeds on some things. Are things looking up, or are you still just deep down dirty in the weeds?
I mean, kinda. It's better now. I've been working on the tile in that place. We started the floor, so it's working well. But you kind of get to a point where you can't reach anymore, so you kind of got to piece it in after at the end.
Yep.
Oh,
Ooh,
I hear the
Charlie's
baby.
making an appearance.
Charlie's
I
making an
know.
appearance.
She can't stand attention not being. No, I'm just kidding. Mom's got
I
it.
had I worked all weekend on doing some stucco for my boss on this wall, and the coquina did not work.
What?
It just did not work. I could not get the shells to stick properly, and he bought the wrong kind of shells, and the shells look like crap. So
Did you try
I got
actual cocaine?
cocaine.
That would have helped you work
It
faster.
might have sped it up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Been down by the shore, smashing
But
her own.
no,
Yeah.
like the big shells were bouncing off, and I did every trick in the book, everything my father taught me, and it just didn't look. The shells were just the wrong shells. They were too crushed, and they wanted like whole shells. And he bought like stuff for like flower beds. So so we did it.
So
like
do you have to like
one wall?
Do you have to take off the
I did
cement
nothing.
you put on?
I did nothing. I left it, and we did one wall that was on the outside. And his wife came out and gasped, and she said, "This ain't it," and walked away. And so
That's always helpful.
That's always
Well,
that's it.
honestly, it's a blessing that she did it where you're only one wall deep and
Well, that
not
was the plan
cover the
to
whole
begin
house
with.
and then
Yeah.
she tell you.
So we did that, and he's like, "This ain't gonna work." And I said, "Yeah, it's not gonna work." Like even the owner was out there trying to. I said, "This is as good as I can do it," And so I said, "You're supposed to blow these in. They have a machine that blows, and they can get. They have. You need to just hire a company that all they do is the tapping."
What's the hourly rate on somebody to come in and blow your shells?
I have no idea. I think it just
it might be like
depends.
drywall where they want to do the whole project and
I think
it's
it's
kind
being
of hard to
dirty.
be worth it to just come do the taping, for example.
I think they're just going to hire a stucco company that does it all the time to finish. But I got it all scratched in and all the corner beat on and everything, so it's prepped and ready for whoever comes next.
Okay.
So I was like, whatever. So he paid me for the hours that I did it. That was fine. And then I bounced back and forth between jobs a lot this week, trying to meet electricians over there and plumbers and the concrete guys, checking on them, make sure they're doing they were supposed to. And so and then her refrigerator and dishwasher, garbage disposal, the breaker kept popping. And so we went over, and I had to meet an electrician over there or somebody else to try to figure out what was wrong. And it was just simple. The breakers that they used were just not the right kind of breakers, so we switched those out, and they're fine now. And then those GFI breakers, where it's actual GFI in the breaker.
GFCI? Or is it GFI?
In the actual breaker panel outside. On an older house, it's not a good idea just because they're just so sensitive. You can get a jump in amperage and they'll pop. And so we just switched them out for regular breakers of the same amperage, and it's fine. They have a GFI plug inside, so it's fine.
I didn't know that there was actually like the GFI on the actual breaker themselves.
Yeah,
I always know about
expensive.
the outlets.
They're expensive. But yeah, there's a lot of those. I don't know why you would use one versus the other, but
I'm thinking, do you think it's redundant, like to have the
it is. It was in
the
this
outlet
case
and in the breaker? Or?
Well, sometimes they'll do either or, but even then, on an older house, if you have anything else old intersecting in it, it's just a bad idea because it's old grounds and stuff. So anyway, be that as it may, we switched those out. That's fine. And then today we hung the first set of doors back at the giant 8'6" doors.
Yeah.
All right.
That finish was good finish from Renner, but it did not spray well because of the whole overspray situation. The drying in the air and kind of filling.
I actually wanted to talk to you guys about this on this same topic. This time of year, it is exponentially more difficult to control the humidity and the temperature and everything else in your shop and on the job site. So what are you doing, Jess, to combat the fact that obviously spraying is really difficult in this time of year?
The trick to any of the spraying, even in Florida, it's just so hot, and it's drying. It's the mist in the air is drying. It just dries as like almost like a powder, and settles it. You have to spray in one spot and immediately move it to a controlled room that has not gotten sprayed in. If you don't have that, even if it's paint, if you don't have that ability, you're going to have a hard time, because any of the particulate in the air, I mean, that's why a paint booth has a big, thing sucking the air out of there with filters, not just for you and your health's sake, but so that all that particulate gets out of the air. I mean, if you ever look at somebody paint like cabinets and stuff, they spray them and then they put them on a drying rack. Probably not in the same room.
Nope.
Because the particulate just dries in the air and falls down. And it's supposed to be a fine spray. That's the whole point. But the fine spray dries in the air. So,
well, for what you're spraying, it sounds like, well, if depending what the base is, you need to add a retarder or a thinner.
Correct.
To give it longer drying times.
That would be a good idea. That what we thought about that, but he was having problems with spraying it too heavy and everything else. It's very poor circumstances. But anyway, we eventually got it done. I mean, we got most of it sprayed, and then we touched up a couple spots, just by hand with like a little foam brush, and is excellent clear coat. If you ever look too, I noticed on the can of the gel stain, you can stain fiberglass and metal with that same stain. It says it on there. And so it did quite well in covering as best as we could. So anyway, they looked all right. I mean, they look okay. I have a feeling somebody's gonna have some sort of problem with them, but that's just the way it always goes.
I got all the new
locking mechanisms and hinges. I bought some new hinges and put all that stuff on there, and they close. I put some new gaskets, replaced all the gaskets on it, and
nice.
And they're better. Right. They work now, but the only issue that we had is the one side. So, like a French door, how you get that bolt that goes up at the top and the bottom.
Yep.
Well, it was the old mechanism because we didn't replace that because it wasn't broken, but a new handle, and the holes didn't line up where the two screws come through. So we're at there drilling in the brass, trying to get it so that we could get the screws to go, and eventually we got it all together.
You doing that with a drill?
Did it with a drill?
No, they're using a brush.
Well, do you wish you had that rotary tool? That's what I was going to go with. Because we had the debate before rotary tool or Buzzy. This is a rotary tool example.
It would have been It would have been good. I think having a rotary tool on hand anytime you're doing any kind of door lock, anything would be nice.
It's been handy lately. Like I've had to cut a few chains, and like it's not preferable for a fat chain to do it with a Dremel, but it's better than out of luck,
Yeah, it would. I think doing doors with the Dremel would have. There's a lot of reasons why I could see, like trying to get a little door hinge, a little corner just to clean it up, would be very nice to have one. But anyway, that was my week so far. I stayed up until 10 o'clock last night making picture frames for somebody after working for 8 hours. And I was just dead when I got home, just dead. I felt for you, Ross, doing that table that late. That sucks. You just can't think anymore.
No.
It's hot. It's hot where I'm at. It's so freaking hot and muggy. And you just no amount of water or Gatorade or Mountain Dew or anything make you feel any better. You just keep trying.
Dripping sweat.
Just life sucks. And you want to quit. You want to quit so bad. Yep. But in this particular case, the way the timing was working out, I just had to get it done. I just had to finish it.
Yep.
And persevere, baby. Good job.
I did. Never again.
Way to persevere.
Okay. On my front, I actually, two things. Number one, we've had, for a number of years now, in our master bathroom or primary bathroom, we have had a pocket door, and it's never been because when I did it, I was not great at some of the drywalling and framing and things like that. So it's always been like slightly off and never closed correctly. And then the hinge, or the not the hinge, the locking plate that we had gotten was the only one that was available at the big box store at the time. And if you wanted to lock the door from in the bathroom, the whole thing had to be upside down. And we've never really had a lock on our bathroom door.
I got it.
And it's now been like, our son is 9. I was working on that when my wife found out she was pregnant with him. So 9 or 10 years. And eventually she was like, I can't take this anymore. So she ordered some magnets for the pocket door, just so we can put those on the door frame and call it a day. And she was like, this will be simple. Just screw them on and call it a day. We'll move on. It's never simple. Like, I wasn't just going to like half-ass it. So I had to correctly countersink them on both sides. And then I took the time to straighten out the door and level everything. And then I also put on new handles. But when I took off the old one, I had very roughly taken out a chunk of the door to be able to get the old lock mechanism on. So I had to like put a new one in and obviously like backfill it and all kinds of stuff. So it was just one of those projects. So strangely enough, no. I actually used a doubled up piece of 3/4 inch plywood that was just slightly shy of 3/4 inch, because when I did it, the two of them together was a perfect width of this door. It was like just under 1.5 inches.
So it was square enough you could just replace it with wood.
I cut it square enough this time. So I came back with the Buzzy and like cleaned it all up and then fixed everything correctly. So it was just one of those things. I'm like, okay, 9 years later, I finally did this the right way. But nice. I also, I ended up having to make a project that kind of took me back to woodworking basics, or classical woodworking, if you will. And I tagged you guys in the post today, but I had a customer who I've done some work with, who has a recording studio, and he needed a walnut cabinet to raise up some of the rack gear that he has, because those are in walnut racks. And so he needed something that looked nice, that could also roll around, and he wanted some shelves in there, or drawers. So I built the whole thing out of walnut. Everything is done with traditional joinery, with the exception of the outside frame. That I use dominoes just for speed's sake. But my dovetail jig, that normally it takes me like 3 days to dial it in correctly, I had taken the time the last time I used it to set it all up correctly. And then I wrote with a permanent marker on the damn thing, for 3/4 inch stock, do this, for 1/2 inch stock, do that. And it was still set up for 3/4 inch stock, which is what I was making the drawers out of. And I literally put in some stock, first cut, even the test cut, absolutely perfect. So I set up the dovetail jig, and 25 minutes later, I had all the dovetails done for 2 drawers, all 4 corners, and they are like perfect all the way around. So,
cool. Dude, that's on my want to get list too, is one of those.
This is literally the Harbor Freight one, and the instructions that it comes with are garbage, but there's some YouTube videos of some people setting it up that are amazing. And that's where I got most of the dial-in stuff on this, but it's real pretty. And all I could think of as I was doing it was Jess from the last time I did this was like, now I want to dovetail everything.
Yeah.
So it turned out perfect. And Colton, I wanted to ask you, for the finish, obviously it has to be kind of a natural finish. Normally I just put walrus oil on and kind of call it a day, or teak oil, or whatever else, tung oil. But this is going to need a little bit more protection. Tomorrow,
we're still talking about the pocket door?
No, sorry. This is for this walnut piece that I'm making.
Oh, awesome. Yeah.
So my question to you is, for this walnut piece, being that we're getting crazy storms today, and it's going to go from like 95 as a high today to 69 as a high tomorrow, and I'm super excited about it. But the humidity is going to be up there tomorrow. Will I be able to spray lacquer tomorrow, or do I do the walrus oil and then spray lacquer the next day?
Yeah, you can always figure it out with lacquer, right?
I don't have the stuff.
Do you have all the other stuff? Like, do you have a retarder?
I don't have any of that.
So-
I literally just have lacquer, and I can spray that without a problem.
You spraying
But-
with a cup gun?
Gravity, yeah, HVLP.
All right. Sorry, last question on the lacquer. Do you already have your lacquer in a? Is it like a gallon or a 5-gallon?
Gallon.
It's in a gallon. I would take. I'd go to Lowe's or Home Depot and just get their lacquer retarder. And for a gallon, I might do 2 capfuls of that retarder and make sure you stir it real well. And that's helped us a lot with humidity. And if you do start seeing it want to like fisheye and all that, we talked about the hatch spray before.
Yeah.
Right, where you're holding your gun a little extra further away and you're going real fast. Like you're trying to get it to atomize before it touches.
Yeah.
And you do it going one way, like say left, right, and then you do it front, back. Like within 15 minutes, let that dry and sand that. And then most any lacquer should stick to that pretty well. And just make sure you're not going too thick.
Would I be better to just roll on some or rub on some linseed oil or tung oil or something?
Oh, I mean, that's always going to work.
Okay.
You have to be pretty extreme temperatures to not have that not work. Yeah.
Okay.
Like if that's going to work for your application, man, I'd say go with that. Because lacquer's always it's a love-hate thing. Like you love it when it works, and then it's really easy for it not to. Yeah.
Danish oil is pretty durable too, and that's always a fail-safe. You can put several coats of Danish oil. Danish oil is a shellac.
I don't typically build a lot with walnut. I have a lot of customers who want other things, so my go-to is typically walrus oil, but I just didn't know what was going to be stronger durability-wise.
So what are you going for durability? It's because it's like a table or a high traffic?
No, so it's a cabinet, but it has like recording studio rack equipment on top of it. So he's going to be moving stuff on this piece because it has wheels underneath. So I just want to make sure that it's going to be durable enough if he's moving stuff around on top of it.
My opinion, I think I would try to make the lacquer work. Granted, it could be another can of worms you get into. But what sheen is your lacquer?
Semi.
Like, is it semi-gloss? Yeah, I mean, that'd be a totally different look. Like from like the matte look of like a walrus oil to a lacquer.
Yeah.
But I guess it's loosey-goosey on that.
I may go with the fail-safe of like an oil finish just for ease. Put it in and be done.
Walrus oil furniture finish is a type of Danish oil. I mean, it even says it on there. I mean, that's got a little bit of shellac mixed in it and everything else.
Yeah, it does dull after about a year or so.
It does dull. Yeah, it does get pretty flat.
So, yep. Cool.
Yeah,
that's what I got going on.
Walrus oil or whatever. Yeah.
And I did just land a client I got to finish a project for by mid-September. She owns a boutique in a town a couple towns away from me, and she wants some custom jewelry cases that are like display cases with drawers and everything. But she also wants lighting inside, but she doesn't have any power outlets for them. So we actually came up with a setup where it'll be LED lighting inside, and then I'm going to get some rechargeable battery packs that she can literally charge in the back room and then plug into this thing and switch out as she needs to. But that way these things are on wheels and can move all around her store. And that way it's almost like, drill or batteries we'd have for our power tools. You just switch one out, get to another one. So we're going to buy at least probably 2 or 3 of these batteries and rotate through.
Do you already have your batteries picked out?
No.
Because the batteries I was using for the cornhole boards sounds like a perfect application for that.
Yeah? Are they rechargeable?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think the ones I was getting were like 3,000 milliamp hours.
How many hours is that? I don't know what a milliamp is.
It's mid-size. Like you could charge your phone probably 10 times with it.
Oh, wow.
Or maybe more.
3,000.
So they ran a 16-foot or 7.5 meter LED strand, this RGB strand for 8 hours. Some customers reported. I never actually tested it.
Okay.
But it'd be like 8 hours of lighting for a 16-foot strand.
Okay.
Which they have, and I was getting those for about $27 on Amazon.
Send me a link.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. Last question. Yeah, make sure whether they're USB or like the DC port, like the 10 millimeter DC or whatever.
Yes, I will figure that out based on whatever light strands I buy.
10-4.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I got working on, boys.
Hell yeah.
How about you, Colton?
I got some stuff, and then I'm going to end with a good question for you guys. But so first off, I ended last episode with it. I meant to talk about it today. Is with Tony in that wood shop that he's working with now.
Yeah.
And looking at taking over and all that. I'm kind of on call for them right now, and it's kind of fun.
Okay.
Like what my nugget last week was the retarder and like the super blush retarder, like the spray for getting blush out of lacquer, right?
Yeah.
And that job, I think I already talked about it enough, right? But
Yeah.
it was super cool. There was a problem. They couldn't fix it. I even like told them how to fix it on the phone. They still couldn't get it. They called me in. But I'm going to be on call for them now. So that's kind of cool.
Awesome. Well done, man.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Going and
you tell me you want a retainer?
Right.
No, he wants braces.
That's good. I did some leather work this week. That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
I had a belt, which surprisingly, being a dad now and all, I'm still tightening my belt, and I had to put in new snaps and stuff, and it's a lot easier than I thought. It makes me really want to get like just a few tooling tools and like make a nice tool belt.
Nice.
But okay. Oh, and then the dressers. Have I addressed the dressers on here? I don't think I have. I bought 2 dressers on Facebook Marketplace, like solid wood dressers I bought one for $50 and one for $45. And like separate, it's a great deal. But when you're trying to put both in the same room, they don't match, right? And they still don't match right now. Plan to refinish them. But one of them I got, I had to go to the hood to get it, but it came back smelling like smoke. I didn't realize till I got home. It was strong. Like this thing had sat in a smoker's house. And I was trying to get the smoke out. And what I did, I went to Lowe's and I got some of that 30% vinegar.
Okay.
And for anyone listening, dude, the 30% vinegar is nothing to mess with. Like vinegar is a basic, right? Not an acid.
Correct.
But like the 30% is a very strong basic. And like on the bottle, I got it. It's in a gallon. They recommend you cut it 1 part vinegar to 60 parts water.
Wow.
And so I did about half and half, water and vinegar. But which
did it was too smell?
It freaking did. And so yeah, I sprayed it down real quick, and I had read somewhere to leave it for 15, but I was afraid that I'd made it too strong and it was going to eat the lacquer on it. And so I gave it about 6 minutes and wiped it off. And the dresser smelled like a pickle for about 6 days. And then after that, you can't even tell it was in a smoker's house, and it worked really well. And if I were to do it again, though, I might cut the vinegar down with water to about 1/8 or maybe 1/4.
Mm-hmm.
And but yeah, it's nothing to mess with. Like, it's a very strong cleaning component.
I've never heard of that. That's interesting.
Yeah, Corey actually put me onto it. Crystal's mom.
Huh.
She put me onto the 30% vinegar, and it worked great. I'd called Rick, and he said he was going to call me back, and he never did. But
so
I wonder why we used to use the O3, the ozone stuff.
Yeah.
Like the ozone. Sorry, what were you saying?
So my only experience with having to get like there's 2 extreme smoke out of something. I got a car. I had been in a car accident when I was in college, and I ended up because mine was a total loss. I ended up getting a used Tahoe, and I was still in college, which I got a hell of a deal on it. But my friends were like, "Man, you got a Tahoe," and this is like 2005, and they were like, "Man, that's pretty like rappers do that." So it's pretty bling, like. So they called it and somebody had been a smoker who had it before, and the dealership literally put in what smelled like it was supposed to be like lemon fresh scent air cleaner in there, but it smelled like a urinal cake. Like when you walk into a urinal and you get that mix of like cigarettes because people have thrown it on there and the acidity. And so they called my car the B-Buck, the bling bling urinal cake. And it took like 2.5 years to get that B-Buck smell out of there.
You should have got some vinegar, man.
Yeah. The other one, strangely enough, and I didn't try anything, but there's a bar in Jackson, Mississippi. It's called the Nick, and it is a double wide trailer, and there is one door and no windows in the entire place. It is halfway between New Orleans and Nashville, and or Atlanta, and so every rock group who is anybody has played at the Nick because they needed to stop off between major tour dates. And when the Nick opened in the mid to late 70s, people started chain smoking in there, and they have not stopped since. And even just going in, like we pull up to the venue, we go inside to, figure out where we're loading in and this and that. And you come out and your entire wardrobe just reeks of smoke. And so I brought in my drum cases and brought out my drums, set everything up, played the show, took it all out. It took just over a year for the smell that had permeated the lining of my cases to get out. And then the next week we played the Nick again. And that same smell stuck around for another year and a half. And it was brutal, man. Like every time I opened it, I'm like, oh, it's the Nick. Can't forget it. But yeah.
Man.
Yep.
I wonder, before we touch anything really nice as far as like drums or even like the lining of your cases, but I wonder if you could water down this vinegar enough to just do a spritz.
You could, or like you probably tries Febreze now.
Yeah, Febreze works pretty good.
Yeah, but that wasn't invented at the time. So,
yeah. Right. Okay, so here's the one I got the question for y'all on. Right. So I'm fixing up the garage right now, which is going to be my temporary shop until we can expand on it. Right. Mm-hmm. Here at the new house.
Have you gotten this stuff out of your old shop?
No. Old shop is still fully set up, except for the tools I'm bringing over to the new house. And so there's a shingle roof on it right now, right? And it's older than dirt. And there has been a tree that fell on part of it. And so on one part, there's an actual puncture. And the other parts, I can see where there's been some leaks, right? Our idea is to come in and put 1x4 boards across and then put a metal roof on, right?
Yep.
Whether, hopefully, I'm still sourcing the metal, but I'd like to get a 24 gauge, like the SM rib, right? Where it's like the big rib every foot, I think.
Yeah.
Or like every 4 feet, and then there's like some little ribs.
Yeah.
And then just do a ridge cap on top. I think it's going to cost... From Home Depot pricing, it costs about $1,600. I'm going to try out our Materiales place nearby and see if they can beat it. But I wanted to have my ducks in a line first so I can do some real bargaining with them.
You should absolutely, that is exactly what I would recommend, because for where you're at and just cost effectiveness, that's going to be your best bet. Put some 1x4s going across all the rafters. So pull all the shingles, put the 1x4s on there.
Oh, wait. So we were originally planning on not pulling the shingles.
I mean, you can, but if there's any kind of like water damage or anything underneath, that can get compounded over time if anything gets trapped in there. But
right. So that's go ahead.
I put corrugated metal on, I built an outdoor porch. The Home Depot stuff's very thin and bendy, and like you try to put a screw in it and it's just very hard to work with. I actually called a roofing place that supplied, it was galvanized aluminum with a clear coat over it, and it was cheaper than it was for 60 or 20 foot long sheets of it than it was for the crap at Home Depot.
The 29 gauge Home Depot stuff.
Yeah, really? I mean, this stuff was thick. thick.
Where'd you say you went for that?
I just called a roofing supply place.
Okay,
That's
I'm glad I asked.
And this stuff was guaranteed for like 100 years, and then the dang screws cost more than because the little gasketed screws, you put them on the ridge part, not in the valley part, but on the top of the ridge part, so that because if you put them in the valley part of the corrugation, then water collects. So you put it on the ridge part, and you just get used to putting them in, and you kind of mark out where you're going to put them, and that roof's still there. It'll be there forever. I mean,
Right
it just
on.
doesn't.
Awesome.
So
I need to call
cut it
around.
with a grind. You have to cut it with a grinder, though. You can't like cut it with 10 snips too much. It's too thick. But
I mean,
but
that'd be worth the hassle of a grinder, if it's going to last forever.
Yeah, a grinder cut it, no problem.
Nice.
Colton's always wanted a subscription to Grinder.
Yes.
Y'all still haven't found my account. That's good.
That's right.
No, okay, so that answers my question too, Ross. So I especially where there was an actual hole punch, like where there was damage from a tree, that plywood's got to go. Anything wrong with coming back with OSB?
No, that's totally fine as long as you waterproof it on top of it. Like if you want to go the cheap route and not take off the shingles, I would at least put down a new layer of the roofing paper.
Right.
Felt.
The roofing felt just for,
you put 30-pound felt underneath. It's a good idea.
Yeah. It's not going to hurt at all.
Right. So I know that I need to do at least one sheet of the OSB, and then some of it doesn't seem like active microbial activity under some other ones, but maybe it was a past leak. You can just tell it's darker in like a few seams.
So what you may want to do at your materiales place is actually ask what it would cost if they have anybody that would come and just strip the old roof. You don't want them to put the new roof on, you can do that. Or if they can strip the old roof and just put the paper down, the felt.
Well, I could strip the roof too.
Oh, I know, but like they could get it done.
Mess.
Yeah, they could get it done and clean it up and put down the paper in like an afternoon. And then you can literally go up the next day and just put up the new stuff. And if you find the right discount on this, maybe it's paid for in that difference.
My grandma's house had shingles on it, and it needed a new roof. And there was a little bit of rot on some of the edges. And my cousin's husband was a roofer, and he said, "We're just going over the shingles." And he just laid the metal on top of the shingles, put new drip edge on it, and it was fine. He replaced the rotten spots. So it doesn't hurt to go over the shingles. You just want to make sure that you find any soft spots if there's any bad spots first.
Yeah. I think, at least from my YouTube dive I've done on metal over shingles, the one bad part is that it holds in a lot of the heat, whereas the metal would dissipate it better.
It's just true.
But I didn't think about it holding in any water or moisture. But all right, sounds good. I'll report back next week, see what we got. Corey is coming in. Corey and Larry are actually coming in tomorrow, and Larry's being voluntold.
Nice.
To help me out with this. So just trying to get it ready for that.
Okay.
Cool. One update I was going to say. So you had mentioned about spray foam insulation. Yeah. So there is a lot of stuff coming out about it now. And it basically what they're saying now is the rule of thumb is if it's a new house, then spray foam's still a good idea. It does lower the length of the like shingle life.
Yeah.
But on an older home, it's not a good idea.
Because they
just did it. Not necessarily, but it could because they're just
the moisture gets trapped in there.
The moisture gets trapped, right? They just don't. They didn't make the houses the way that they make them now, and it's just different, because now they build them a lot more tighter and a lot, it's a lot better.
We better.
It seems like it would be a good. Yeah, it looks like it would be a good idea. Think about how they wrap windows now. How nicely they wrap windows now.
Oh,
things like that. So it's just better if it's going to be a newer home to go ahead and do it because there's certain things that they do ahead of time to keep that from happening. But on an older house, it seems like it would be a good idea, right? Fills in all the little cracks and crevices and stuff. But it seems like that there is some people that are getting condensation buildup in between the two things. Not necessarily rot, but it just doesn't work. So
that goes in line with what Greg was saying. Remember Greg the Boyer, our first interview? He's now doing foundations on houses, and he told me not to put that closed cell insulation or any spray foam insulation below the house. And he said at most for like the foundation underneath to maybe put felt up around the skirting it still needs to breathe, but putting that on will rot it out quicker. And
so, ladies and gentlemen, we are actually going to keep this episode a little shorter today, so we're going to skip ahead in some things. And Jess told us he has prepared a very special trivia for today. Are we ready for that?
You don't want to hear that? You don't want to hear the wood of the week?
Is it wood of the week?
I got a wood of the week, just a little quick one. A weird one. All right,
here we go.
But a quick one. Okay, if you guys, this is a wood that you'll probably never see. It's very, very small. If you Google it while we're talking about it, you'll be like, what in the heck is this? But they do make things out of it, wood turners, some small things.
Pens.
You guys ever heard of monkey pod?
Yes, actually I have.
Of course. Nothing to do with that. This is called monkey puzzle. Monkey puzzle tree. So you can Google monkey puzzle tree.
That's
and
a
the
weird
reason
looking
that they
tree.
call it a monkey puzzle tree is because the branches are so like spiny and crazy looking. They say that it would be like a puzzle for a monkey to be able to climb on it, right? Like, because there's these little seeds that they would probably eat, but it's a hot mess.
It looks like if you told AI to draw a Christmas tree.
Correct.
Like, the Charlie Brown Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Correct. It's relatively soft, about 650 pound-feet on the Jenka, so it's a particularly soft thing. Monkey puzzle trees are dioecious, meaning each tree is either male or female. And the female trees produce large cones filled with edible seeds. Obviously, the male ones don't. But the people in Machu Picchu eat these seeds a lot. It's kind of important, actually, for them. So that's it. So due to overharvesting and habitat destruction, monkey puzzle trees are now considered endangered. So they're trying to figure out a way to responsibly source them. So when you do find some of this wood, it's from an old cut down a long time ago, because basically they're endangered everywhere in the world. But it does make a really pretty thing, really pretty wood. Because the spiraled branch or whatever, you can make really neat bowls and some other turned pieces out of them. So if you get a chance, go on Google and look up monkey puzzle tree. It's also called Chilean pine, is what some people call it. So
in the country of Chile.
Yeah, Chile and Argentina. It's also planted as an ornamental tree. I would almost swear to you it was like in the cactus family, but it's not. But anyway,
it does look like a cactus and a Christmas tree had a baby.
That's right.
Like the tree does. But then as far as the wood,
not very much.
Just to be frank, it doesn't look that pretty to me. Like it looks like
not
pine, like a yellow pine and a poplar had a baby.
Yeah,
like
nothing to it. But wherever you live in the world, you use what you got, and over there, that's what they're using for some things. So anyway, I just thought it was interesting. Great name.
Yeah.
All right, now I have some trivia made specifically for Ross.
Yes. Does it want to go?
A bit of wood trivia.
There we go. Better get on out that knowledge because it's trivia time.
All right, so I'm going to do this multiple choice because this is very difficult. I basically knew maybe 2 or 3 of these.
Okay.
And what I'm going to do is we're going to go back and forth between Colton and Ross, and I'm going to give you ingredients and simple instructions, and you're going to tell me what dish it is.
Yes.
We're going to do a little Italian, since we were talking about pasta and food lately, a little Italian dish quiz. All right.
Nice.
Bring it on.
How it is. So Ross, is it okay if we let Ross start with this one?
Oh, yeah.
You will have to. I'll have to apologize if any of these are wrong because I researched as best as I could, and I think these are mostly correct.
Okay.
All right. Number 1, arborio rice, white wine, Parmesan broth. Instructions: slowly cook the rice by gradually adding broth until creamy. Is that?
You're making risotto.
I'm making risotto. That is correct.
Nice.
Risotto. See, I didn't even get to the multiple choice part. All right.
Oh, it is multiple choice. All right.
It is multiple choice, so that at least try to help you out with that. Risotto originates from northern Italy, particularly Lombardy, and is known for its creamy texture by slowly adding broth to arborio rice, which is amazing. All right.
If you ever
Moving
have
on, question.
arancini balls, are literally like fried rice balls with a little bit of Italian sausage and Parmesan mixed in.
That sounds
so good.
I think I like everything Italian for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. This is a harder one for Colton. The ingredients: veal shanks, tomatoes, white wine, and gremolata. The instruction: braise veal shanks slowly until tender. Serve topped with the gremolata. All right, is that?
Oh, it's the gabagool. Yeah.
Is it ossobuco,
Saltimbocca.
saltimbocca, yeah, scallopine, or cotoletta?
Cotoletta.
Incorrect.
It is ossobuco.
Ossobuco. It's a Milanese specialty, traditionally served with saffron-infused risotto alla Milanese. All right.
And it is fantastic. The veal literally just like falls off the bone. It's so good.
Yeah, this is.
I believe
this is
who
good.
was it? Chef Boyardee, who really popularized that dish.
He did.
If I'm recalling, so yes.
Yeah,
Quite
I
so.
think I saw that in one of the footnotes. All right, Ross, you ready?
Yep.
It's an easy one. Eggplant, tomatoes, mozzarella, and basil. Instruction: layers. Layers of fried eggplant, tomato sauce, and mozzarella baked until bubbling. It says Parmigiana di Melanzane, which is eggplant parm, originated in South Italy, notably Sicily and Campania, famous for laying eggplant-rich tomato sauce.
Campania.
All right, moving on. Ingredients: pancetta, eggs, pecorino romano, and spaghetti. All right. And you toss the hot spaghetti with the pancetta, egg, and cheese mixture quickly off heat. Is this amatriciana, Alfredo, carbonara, or puttanesca?
Oh, it's a carbonara, of course.
It's carbonara. That is
Well
right.
done.
That originated in the Lazio region around Rome, and it's famously debated for its authentic ingredients.
Correct.
All right, question number 5, Ross. Beef fillet, mushrooms, puff pastry, prosciutto, spinach. Wrap seared beef in mushrooms, prosciutto, spinach, and pastry, then bake. Is that brizzato al barolo,
Nope.
spezzettino, filetto in crasta, or otherwise called Italian beef Wellington, or polpettone?
It is the Italian beef Wellington.
Yeah, filetto in crasta. Italy's version of beef Wellington, inspired by French culinary traditions. The Italian twist is the prosciutto there.
Yes.
All right. Question number 6. Arborio rice, saffron, Parmesan, bone marrow. Slow cook rice, incorporating bone marrow and saffron for rich flavor. The Incredible Foodie, I watched him make this actually. Is it risotto alla Milanese, paella, risi ibisi, or risotto al nero di seppia?
It's la risi ibisi. Give it to me.
It's risotto alla Milanese. It is risotto alla Milanese.
Is that what I said or not? Okay.
No.
No, it's from Milan. It's recognized by its golden hue from the saffron.
It's the Reese's Pieces. That's what you're trying to say,
So, do you
right?
guys ever watch The Incredible Foodie on TikTok?
I have not.
That guy
No.
cooks unbelievable. He does everything on his little. Well, I shouldn't say that. He does most of the video is just his handmade in-grain cutting board. That's like a almost like a chaos board.
Yeah.
And
I know which
then
guy that is. He does make incredible stuff.
Beautiful food.
Yeah.
Oh my! I mean, it looks like he cooks like 4 hours to make himself one meal. Like it's insane.
Yeah, the dude from Sensational Sandwiches does that too. Not to the same extent, but it's solid.
Well, he's got himself an outdoor pizza oven now, and so he's making he makes some crazy good looking food. All right, moving on.
Number 7.
Clams, garlic, white wine, parsley, spaghetti.
You are
Steamed clams
making
and garlic and
a,
white wine, tossed
a-
with spaghetti and parsley.
You are making basically a linguine with clams or spaghetti with clams.
All right, so this is it spaghetti alla carbonara,
Nope.
spaghetti alla vongole,
Nope.
spaghetti aglio e olio, or linguine alla pescatora?
Pescatora.
No, this says this is spaghetti alla vongole.
Oh.
Spaghetti alla vongole hails from Naples and is celebrated for seafood pasta across coastal Italy. That's what
Yeah,
this
I
says.
apologize. I got that wrong.
It's vongole.
It's all right. You're confident while you did it. That's what matters.
This one's crazy. All right, here we go. You ready, Colton?
Bring it on.
Rabbit, tomatoes, rosemary, red wine, olives. Slow cook rabbit pieces with tomatoes, olives, rosemary, and wine. Is it pollo alla cacciatora, brasato, conglio alla cacciatora, or is it spezzettino?
Let's go with the spicy Tino. Spezzettino.
Spezzettino. No, it is the coniglio alla cacciatora, which translates to hunter's style rabbit.
Let me guess. That comes from northern Italy
Tuscan
there you
and
go.
Central Italian rusticity. Yep, you got it.
Woo.
It's traditional hunter style preparation there.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Ready, Ross? Veal cutlets, sage, prosciutto, white wine, butter. Pan-sear veal topped with
Veal
sage and prosciutto.
saltimbocca.
That is it. Saltimbocca alla Romana. That is right. Deglazed pan with white wine. That sounds amazing. Translates literally to jump in the mouth.
It is incredible, but it can be very salty.
Yeah, well, prosciutto is like a salt cured.
Yeah, but then the cheese they broil on top is a very that pecorino romano is like super salty, and it balances really well, but it can be very salt heavy if need be.
Very well.
All right. Question number 10. Rice balls, mozzarella, peas, ground beef, tomato sauce. Stuff rice balls with filling, coat with breadcrumbs, deep fry until golden.
It's meatloaf.
Is it
Arancini.
Souply arancini? Yeah, arancini.
Let's go with the arancini.
Yes, originated in
it?
Sicily. It's a popular street food over there.
Mm-hmm.
It has a resemblance to a small orange.
Do you,
all right.
Do you eat it on a stick, like in the rice balls, or is
No,
it
I
held
think-
by your hand?
Think of like falafel. It's similar to a falafel ball where it's just small
Or
and
like
deep
a
fried, like a
Scotch egg
meatball.
or something.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
All
You can
right.
still eat
They
it on
are a
stick
little
if-
bit like a Hot Pocket, where the outside you're like, oh, this isn't so bad, and you bite in, you're like, it's molten. My mouth is now totally burned.
What's the Spanish one? I just made them the other day with the mashed potatoes and you deep fry 'em.
Oh yeah, croquetas.
Yeah. All right. Question number 11. Pasta sheets, bechamel, meat ragu, parmesan.
Lasagna.
That's right. Lasagna alla bolognese. And lasagna bolognese comes from Bologna. All right. Moving on. Last one, Colton. Flour, potatoes, eggs, sage, butter.
Gnocchi.
That is right.
Yeah.
Gnocchi,
Yeah.
What are the odds of that?
Salvia. I know it's funny when you were talking about that. That's why I asked you guys about your favorite pasta.
I just want to
gnocchi
be
with butter and
completely
sage.
open here on the only other one I got right and act like I was confident about it. I was completely guessing.
So gnocchi
And,
originates.
I made it
with
up and it sounded good, and just want to be open with you guys on that.
It originates in northern Italy, particularly Lombardy and Piedmont. Who
Very
doesn't
nice.
like gnocchi? God, it's like
Yeah.
dumplings. It's amazing.
Mhm.
Well, I thought that would be fun to just talk a
That
little
is
food
fun.
for a minute.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I noticed it's kind of the same simple whole ingredients
Mhm.
in Italian food. I don't see anything in here that's. I'm sure that they mutilate it by adding additives and things like that, but for the most part, these are just simple heavy ingredients. Some of them are very high in fat, but needless to say, you get these places in Italy where people live a long, long time. I
Mhm.
think it's because they don't eat a bunch of garbage.
No,
And maybe the
everything
red
is
wine, something with
homemade.
that?
They do a little bit of wine and they stay active. That's really it.
Yeah, it's
And
pretty simple.
Italian food is
They're
kind
just
of
too
like if you
stubborn
look,
to die, too. Yeah.
if you kind of look at like Mexican food as just a general regional food, it's all the same thing. It's meat and cheese with veggies in a tortilla. How the tortilla is prepared, how the meat is prepared, like it's all different, but like that's the entire cuisine essentially boiled down to a few ingredients. Same kind of thing when you go over to Italy. It's pasta, it's tomatoes, it's white wine or red wine, and then one or two other additives or ingredients.
Tomatoes,
Yeah.
eggplants, yeah.
So
How you doing the cheese? Yeah. Hey, one question while we're talking Italy and all that. Is bologna from Bologna?
it is.
How do you say that place? Okay.
Bologna is how you say the region. It is called Bologna around the west of the world because nobody pronounces it correctly, but it is Bologna. That is where the processed meats like that came from.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When's the last time
All
y'all
right.
had bologna?
My son always gets it. I don't know. He likes bologna. I don't know. Boar's Head bologna is pretty good.
I haven't had bologna in probably 4 years, but when I did, it literally took me back to being like 7.
Right.
A fried
I think
bologna
probably I'm
sandwich
talking
is
about the
pretty
4
good.
or 5 year range too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fried bologna sandwich is pretty good.
Oh,
Yeah.
we just got lunch meat back in the house. Whoop.
Nice.
Yeah, because Chris gonna have it now, and so she does our shopping. So
Colton, I'm gonna give you a little word of advice from a sandwich aficionado.
right on.
Don't-
I'm
She's
listening.
proven.
Don't let the cold cuts touch the bread. Always put a layer of something, whether it's veggies or cheese or something in between the bread and the cold cuts on both sides.
Okay.
So like put your condiments, whatever they are, on the bread first, then put your layer of either cheese or vegetables, whether it's lettuce, tomato, whatever, then put the cold cuts on top of that and then mimic it on the opposite side. And then when you put it all together, your sandwich doesn't get soggy from touching the cold cuts and everything else.
All right. Follow up question: does sauce count as a layer in between?
It depends what the sauce is.
Spicy mustard. Whole
I
grain
would.
mustard.
Are you putting a cheese on that sandwich
Oh,
at all?
boy. Oh, here we go.
Sure.
Okay, put the cheese in between the mustard and the meat.
But there's 2 sides of bread, only 1 slice of cheese. Quick thinking. What do we got?
What's the meat?
Turkey.
Oh,
It's like a peppered turkey.
you got to throw
Thinly
like
sliced.
you got to throw some like lettuce and tomato on there then.
Yeah, you got to have a little fresh with it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
if you're gonna do it, Colton, do it right.
This is true.
Yeah. Whatever it takes.
Butter and toast the
Right.
bread. Oh, that's when you're
Yeah.
talking.
Yeah, especially literally in like a cast iron, throw a couple pads of butter down, put the bread on top of it, and just kind of let it sear on one side. It's perfect.
Yes.
Wait. In the same vein, if you're making a PBJ, you're gonna eat later. I've heard to put peanut butter on both sides and then smash some jelly in the middle.
There you go.
And then it keeps one side from being waterlogged. Whenever it's time to eat
If you want hours of amusement, make a piece of peanut butter toast and give it to your dog peanut butter side up, and it sticks to the roof of their mouth, and then they're licking. There's like
Oh my
for
God.
a good
Tex would be
25
so
minutes.
excited.
Yeah.
His eyes would be as big as like silver dollars, just like,
Yeah. It's
He'd be
so
in
funny to
heaven.
watch because for like 20 minutes after they finish it, they're literally just licking to try and get the peanut butter off the roof of their mouth. It's so funny. So, okay, boys. I had promised some whiskey for this week, but I don't have a whiskey review for everybody. I actually want to save that if we can because Jess has fallen asleep on us here. So I
Oh,
actually
give me a
want to.
break.
I want to jump.
You
I
just
want to
yawned
jump to
audibly.
the Snuggets, so we
Woo!
can talk
Let's
about
go.
those. And so let's get after it.
Nuggets!
And Snuggets!
Does anyone have a Snugget they want to share?
I've got a Snugget. Prepare, especially here in the summertime, yourself for the day. We talk about preparing tool wise. Prepare
Mm-hmm.
otherwise. So in your truck, you should have
Talcum powder
or car. Yeah, right. So like I have a bunch of old like dish rags that we used to use, but like towels, and have yourself plenty to drink, and a variety of things. It was waters, of course, but like some Gatorade things. I started buying that liquid IV. Gatorade, maybe some caffeine, whatever. You need to have yourself some ibuprofen, Band-Aids, like have some things to make yourself comfortable.
Do you have one of those like blue towels that you can like snap when it
I
gets
got
super
some
cold?
of those. There's actually one hanging over here in the corner. Yeah,
Nice.
you can get those wet. I used to keep 2 or 3 of them. You keep some of them in the cooler,
Ooh,
and then
there you
take
go.
it out of the cooler, put it on your neck, and surprisingly, it does work. A big straw hat if you're going to be outside, whatever it is, to just change, dry shirts, things like that to make yourself as comfortable as you can be. While you're outside working or working in the heat or anything like that, or just even if it's not hot, like even if it's in the winter, just stuff to make yourself comfortable. If you work in an office, people are in the office, they got a little bit of food, they got a little bit of this and that to kind of make things more. It doesn't have to be such a struggle when you're away from home working. Just bring yourself some things to make yourself comfortable.
I'm going to throw 2 other things into that list, Jess, especially for this time of year. Number 1, sunscreen, because most people are like, oh, I'm going to be working outside, but I'll be fine. Sunscreen is massive. And number 2, have an equally large size bottle of aloe vera, because there are times where you're like, I got heat rash because I had to wear jeans all day, or I have, my neck got more burned than I realized. And if you can throw some aloe vera on, it's a massive help.
You use aloe vera for a heat rash?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it can help.
I never thought about that. I did get recently, and I've kind of loved it, as a aerosol Gold Bond.
There you go.
And it even has a scent to it, and it's magic. As long as you don't get too much and burn your booty hole with the aerosol, it's pretty good.
I do a lot of stuff with cement lately, so it dries your skin out. Like I'll have like lotion and things like that. I mean, just little things like that can make, because being miserable, just from being miserable is one thing, but being miserable from something you can help is not necessary.
Yep.
Oh, and then on the snacks, my new favorite portable snack is in the hospital. They had like a snack fridge, right? Once we were past all in the last room we were in before we left. And in that snack area, they had like little bitty Jif peanut butters.
Yeah.
Right. It's like a one-use container.
Like a squeeze out. You almost have to squeeze it like a pimple, like they fold in half and then squeezes out.
Right. But this one didn't squeeze. This one, same premise though.
Yeah.
This one looked like the old butter containers where you just rip the top off and dip out. And what fits perfectly is graham crackers. Like they had graham crackers that were like half of a full sheet of a graham cracker. So they call it a 4x4 graham cracker sheet. And you break those in half. So you now have a 2x4 graham cracker. You can scoop the whole thing out on one, sandwich the other half. And it's like an immediate quick meal, or quick suffice
good calories.
you.
Yeah, protein. That's good.
So on that same note, the other two things I would recommend with that same Skippy peanut butter or Jif peanut butter, having celery. Like you can get a thing at the store that's like pre-cut celery, and it usually has a ton of like moisture in it. And I know that sounds weird, but like on a hot day, getting the peanut butter with the moisture from the celery is actually really helpful. And then number two, another thing you can throw in the cooler is Landjagers, which are basically like actual beef sticks. Um, think of like a Slim Jim, but of like real meat, not just super processed junk. You can get them anywhere that there's like a butcher counter. That's usually like probably if you think of like the scratch and sniff markers, the real thick ones, it's about that thickness. They're about 6 to 8 inches long, and it's one of those you can just, bite off a piece, keep going, and not worry about, whether your hands are all clean or dirty, whatever. Just chop it down. So those are helpful.
And don't leave out the actual Slim Jims too, though. Nothing makes me feel more blue collar than when I grab a Slim Jim and a white Monster. And I'm like, let's get it. Let's get her done.
I thought you were
Especially if I'm in a cut off with a headband, man.
Oh, God.
Let it go.
I never
want to
eat. I never want to eat like a lot when I'm hot, and especially something super salty kind of makes me feel more dehydrated. But fruit, love fruit, like plums and peaches, and even a banana, apples. You get water out of that too, so that makes you feel. You can usually eat that and keep some calories in you.
Yeah. So
right on.
My snugget is actually, or my nugget is two things, and it kind of revolves around the same thing. Based on last week's episode, everybody knows I was in a little bit of woodworking hell, dealing with customers. I was not in a good mental space. And two things happened this week. Number one, this project that I'm working on now, that just traditional woodworking, let's get back to it. Let's do it for the fun of doing it. And realizing that I still do have a lot of awesome talents in there. And it was just one of those where I'm like, okay, I'm good. I can still do this and enjoy it, because I was questioning that for a little bit. But the other thing, I took my family to a water park near me that has a lazy river. And it's not like a crazy water park. It's like a local town just happened to put in one that has like 2 water slides, a big pool, and a lazy river. And I literally let my kids just go for 3-4 hours, whatever it was.
Let it be feral. That's good. Yeah.
And I floated my ass on a lazy river and did nothing, absolutely nothing, but lay there for 3.5 hours. And it was the most incredible, like freeing kind of thing, because I haven't done something like that in forever. So whatever that lazy river is for you, figure out something where you can literally just mentally shut off and decompress and relax, because it's a total reset that you need that you're probably not giving yourself.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you guys something. A cruise.
Yeah. You
can take a cruise for $300 or $400 for over a weekend if you live anywhere near a cruise port. And, it might just like go to Cozumel and come back. Like, it's a couple of days at sea, but don't pay for the Wi-Fi. Phone doesn't work. And it's just like, get a book, sit on the deck with, at night with the stars,
island music,
and everybody's happy. Everybody's treating you good. And cruises are a wonderful little, pretty inexpensive vacation. All of the food's taken care of. You can eat whenever you want,
You don't have to plan
wake
anything.
up early. You don't have to plan anything. You can go watch a show. You can do nothing. Nothing. And, that's when I really decompress, is when I go on a cruise. I like going to these like vacations, like at all cruises and stuff, but you got to pay for flights. You got to pay, you got to travel to the resort and all that other stuff. Fortunately, I live in Tampa, so I mean, you can take a cruise just about every weekend if you wanted to. And
I cannot.
and something like that.
I mean, there are cruises through the Great Lakes. I wouldn't go on a bunch of them, but
not the same.
Not the same feel.
We went on a cruise once with my family. We did a Thanksgiving cruise, like maybe 5 days or something. But we didn't want to do the drink ticket thing, like you can get the unlimited drinks, which wasn't that great of a deal whenever we broke it down. My family looks at that heavily. And So we had a competition to see who could sneak on the most, and I won.
Well done.
I took these giant 1 liter bags, and they were like bladders, and like filled them up with liquor, and tore open my bag, and in the spine of my bag taped them to that, and they didn't catch me. My mom and sister, they were filling up like Listerine bottles and all this, and some of them they didn't clean very well, so it was like minty rum.
But you can buy it.
Doesn't sound bad right there. It was bad. Yeah.
You can buy shampoo bottles on Amazon. And even when you close the lid, it puts like a seal on it. So even if they open it, it looks like it's sealed.
Yeah.
And they change the names on them every like few weeks so that like nobody will ever catch on that it's like this one particular thing. We actually snuck on some stuff. So
if you're looking for some fun entertainment on Netflix, there's a new series that came out called Trainwreck Poop Cruise. And
I saw the ads for that.
I watched that.
I watched it as well.
Oh.
It's less than an hour long, but it's one of those that you're like, oh, good Lord. Like
had a fire.
Yeah.
And no power, no toilets, no nothing. Yeah.
Last thing cruises are good for is if you're having to do like an extended family thing and you don't get along with that family. It's great because you don't have to plan anything on a cruise. It's all planned for you. Except for maybe excursions at ports, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome. Hey,
Colton, do you have a nugget?
I do. So I got one, and then I want to ask a question. I think that will be the nugget. So one is that vinegar, 30% vinegar, cut it down. Yeah. I recommend maybe a quarter, maybe an eighth, and get smoke out of stuff. Right. Technical nugget done. Second, I have a barn cat that kind of showed up. It's seems like a young adult cat.
Okay.
I'm not a huge cat. It's a female. It just showed up on our porch. Oh, actually, first time I ever met it, Crystal was like, "Oh, there was a cat here this morning," and I gave it the rest of my cereal milk. And my first reaction was like, "Oh, great, this cat ain't gonna leave." But then I started thinking it's kind of nice to not like for it to eat eat rodents and snakes, right? And especially for the barn and the shop with it being more detached now. And so I used to feed it like every 3 days or so, and then I'll feed it here and there, but he keeps coming real desperate on the porch. I've had to correct him a few times. Her. And we're naming the cat Squanchy.
Squanchy?
Okay. Squanchy. Yeah, it's a Rick and Morty reference. Hopefully Rick and Morty fans out there laughing right now. But I think it's a perfect name. It also fits his personality. He's kind of like a crackhead. Just kind of came up desperate, real friendly. Like, well, like,
man, I got these cheeseburgers, too. Man.
Right. But I don't know. So here's one thing. If you feed a barn cat too much, he's not going to hunt. And I want to feed him just enough to keep him healthy and to keep him here, which he hasn't left yet. And kind of giving him a little bit of food every like 3 days and feeding him near the barn. Y'all have any like recommendations or experience with barn cats?
No, we had him at that car place, that place that I did the auto parts, because you get rats in a big storage place like that with all the cars out there. And they had several, like 5 or 6, and we would feed them. But no, I do not have any.
I'm highly allergic to cats, so I can tell you all kinds of ways to exterminate them, but I'm not going to tell you ways to keep them around.
Oh, yeah. All right. Sounds good. I'll actually, that's a good one for listeners. Any feline fanatics out there, I would love your feedback on how to take care of this cat, but get him to do his job.
Hey, all you cool cats and kittens.
That's COVID times.
Yeah.
What was the Tiger King?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right on. I did see Squanchy. He got a lizard. Like, my buddy Dylan was over here. We were inspecting all the garage stuff I've been telling you guys about.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, like, Squanchy like jumps on the wall, and it's like, what the hell? And then I see him with this lizard. He gives it about 2 chews and then swallows this lizard. It was like a green anole, like a little lizard. And I mean, granted, lizards are good; they eat bugs. But I was kind of proud of him. Like, I wanted to give him a treat or something, but
he just
I know cats don't really work like that.
Yeah. I love cats. I think cats, anything like that's like well, it's not superhuman, right? But like they just have amazing talents. A cat, you know what I mean? I've seen them climb things. The whole landing on their feet thing is very true. Like I just think cats are so, and they have personalities. You know,
Yeah.
I like cats. I love dogs too, but I always love cats.
So I'm a dog person mostly because of the severe allergy thing. But like you look at a dog and they look at you and they're like, "Oh, you're my family," or "I'm going to protect you." Every time I see a house cat, it's looking at you like if I was a larger cat, I would murder you in your sleep.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm waiting for you to fall asleep to call your eyes out. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm gonna eat you eyeballs first whenever you die.
And the cat wakes us. Our cat wakes us up at all hours, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning to eat, and she is persistent, and she sleeps on top of my wife. And she'll do this thing where she doesn't put, but she'll go while she's sleeping, and she'll put her paw and she'll just like smack her in the face, like "Wake up! You know, it's time for me to eat." It's hilarious.
I wouldn't find that as funny. That cat would be thrown across the room.
And that's what I do, because if Ashley goes out of town to go see like somebody in New Jersey or whatever, and I'm here by myself, she tries to wake me up. I don't get up, and she learns after the first night that I'm not getting up. But Ashley gives in. So
no. Yeah. Okay. Well, awesome. You boys have anything else you want to cover?
Man, that wraps it up for me, buddy.
All right. We'll keep this as a shorter episode. So to all those listeners out there, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button wherever you are listening to this podcast. And thank you very much for tuning in this week. We hope you enjoyed every second of this episode. If you didn't, please send all your complaints to our overtly harmonizing legal representation at Morris & Stockman, where their motto is, "Although we've come to the end of the road, we still can't let you go. It's unnatural how much we need your business." For Jess, Colton, and Ross, this has been the Beat Around the Bench podcast, and we will catch you all next time.
see ya.
Woo!